Congress may be out of town for the month, but that does not mean that no work is getting done here in Washington. Right, Larry? Welcome to The Fine Print. I'm Jeff Zeleny. Today we go behind the scenes at Congressional Cemetery to see what these goats are up to. Brian, so we're here at Congressional Cemetery in a kind of a corner of Washington, D.C. What are we doing here? Why are you here? Why are your goats here?
Well, we got called in to deal with a problem vegetation issue, which is what we do with eco-goats, is we deal with difficult vegetation. A lot of invasive species, got a lot of vines going up trees and endangering them of killing them and then them falling on the fence, falling on the historic headstones. So the goats are coming in. They're obviously reducing the vegetation substantially, where the crews can come in behind and actually cut these things down and get the vines out of the trees.
What did you think about coming to a cemetery to do this?
I didn't know this place existed. It's been really fun, just because of the number of people coming in and of course not having anything else going on in D.C. has led to a lot of press.
Easy for you to say, it's a lot of fun. What do the goats think about this?
Well, let's see.
Hey, goats.
Larry! Come on, goats! Woo!
They range in age from 5 months to 7 years.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep, just about.
And you know some of my names.
You get a name if you've got a lot of charisma or if you're a real pain to work with. So the really tall guy there, our big man, Larry. Larry, he can reach all those things that nobody else can.
Larry's looking at us kind of, he's not that into us. I think we want
food, you don't have
right?
any food, is what he's saying.
What's this guy's name?
Marco.
Marco.
Then they like to come rub up against me.
Marco, do you know Marco Rubio, who works just down the way? No? No? Okay. No Marco. Which one is this?
This is Z.
Hey, Z.
It's all over your head.
How's this grass, Z? What do you think? You like this job? No? No comment? So basically you're a lawn mowing service.
We're a weed eating service.
You're a weed eating service. So it's like an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Exactly. There's no exploitation. They're doing what goats do.
You're hired to sort of go places where lawnmowers can't.
The best place for goats is someplace where people don't want to or can't get to.
Right.
We've got a steep slope here. We've got lots of down woody debris. We've got rocks, piles of stuff. You can't get a machine in here.
Right.
There was so much poison ivy, nobody really wanted to come in here.
Poison ivy?
Oh, yeah, lots of poison ivy.
Goats, is it poisonous for the goats?
Goats love it.
Really?
They eat it.
What does it taste like?
I have no clue.
They haven't told you?
They don't tell me.
Are there more things that could be done with animals like this to sustain, the land and other things?
When we had big herds of animals here in this country, buffalo and large herds of elk that moved around, there's lots of new research showing that heavy grazing for short periods of time is actually what sustained the grasslands. Bringing dense grazing back is a very good way of maintaining good native cover.
You're coming into a cemetery. It's kind of, some hollowed ground. There's J. Edgar Hoover, who's buried here, John Philip Sousa, who's buried here, a couple hundred members of Congress.
If we were actually working in amongst the headstones, I think it would be quite a bit different. But,
right.
this is pretty much the kind of, this is home.
Yeah.
We work in the rough.
Are there any mean goats here?
Here, no. I try not to work with anybody who's a real problem. There are, I don't know, a handful, maybe 6 or 8 back on the farm that I just don't, for various reasons, work with.
So what do they do? Just stay on the farm? They stay home?
Yeah, it's a pretty good gig if you just figure out that all you have to do is
That'd be a great rule for Washington. If you're a problem child or a jerk, you stay home. So this may not be unprecedented in the history of animals sort of taking care of grass in Washington. It used to be more of an agrarian city.
Yeah, World War I, they used sheep. There's actually a pretty famous picture of sheep on the White House lawn.
Really?
It is very old technology. It's been used for thousands of years.
But now it's suddenly called eco.
It's being rediscovered.
What about the National Mall? Seems like there's some good eating out there, maybe.
I think the biggest problem is how do you keep them contained and how do you keep, where you've got a human-animal interface, you end up with some issues.
That's true.
And of course, you do have droppings, and I don't think of them as a health issue, but it does take them a couple weeks to break down and go away.
But that's part of the point of this. The droppings are... They're not
fertilizer,
harmful
right?
to the ground.
Exactly. It is an organic fertilizer.
I got some fertilizer on my shoe a little bit
There you go. You can take that home, no cost.
There you go. Good. Well, thank you very much, Brian. That's all for this edition of The Fine Print. For ABC News and Yahoo News, I'm Jeff Zeleny. You can follow me on Twitter all week long at Jeff Zeleny. We'll see you next time back in the Capitol.